Welcome to our first video of 2025. Can you believe it's been 25 years since Y2K and all that nonsense? It's hard to believe. Well, I wanted to go over a few things that we're planning to do on our farm this year in the coming up year of 2025 and give an update on little Elena here. It's been quite a while since I've brought her on and talked about her, and she is doing really, really good. Right, girl? You say hi to everybody? She is very spoiled, to say the least. So Elena was our biggest challenge last year. It was 2024 was the most challenging year that Katie and I have had in our entire married life, and lots of ups and downs, a lot more downs than ups. But by God's grace, we're still here, and very thankful, especially for this little blessing right here. So if you don't know, we almost lost Ellaina during the pregnancy. My wife started a miscarry, and thankfully the Lord saw fit to stop that process. And then we found out that she had arthrogryposis, which it's AMC. I forget what it's called. Arthrogryposis multiplex something another. It's a long big word, but it's basically a lack of muscles, and the muscles that they do have don't really move very much. So we, of course, were devastated, but knew the Lord had a plan. So we were thankful to welcome her into the world in the middle of last year. She is 7 months old now, and she's doing great. She's been in a lot of therapy. She's had one procedure, surgical type procedure, with her club feet and having casting on that for quite a while. And she's down now to where she's just in boots and bars on her little legs. So she moves her legs around a lot. That's all her. Originally, this leg right here was clubbed and turned in. And this leg, when she was born, was laying up here by her head. And we didn't have tons of hope. They did say they think they could get her to walk with a lot of therapy and work, but never did we imagine she would be moving around this much. She kicks her legs like crazy. Now her little elbows, they do bend a little bit with help. They're very stiff. And her wrists are not very mobile. Her fingers are. She has a very good grip. As you can see, she'll grab on. And she don't raise her arms up much when she's up like this, but if we lay her down and put her in her little bounce seat to play and with the toys over, she'll reach up and grab those. So we're definitely seeing progress with her, and she's very smart. Already starting to mimic and copy us. She can almost roll over from her back to her stomach. She can sling herself right over. The only thing stopping her is being able to bend her elbows, which I think will come in time. So they're very, very optimistic on her outlook as far as being able to crawl, and we're thankful for that. So appreciate everyone's prayers for her. Now, she has developed scoliosis in her back. It's like a 35 or 40 degree bend, and then it comes back. It's kind of like a little crook in her back. We've had therapists working on that, and we actually thought it was getting better. It felt better, and just had x-rays done, and she's not getting better. So unfortunately, she is going to have to go into a body cast for a little while. Hopefully not long. So they're going to basically push her ribs over with the cast and keep her from having to hopefully have bars in her back someday. We really don't want to have to do that route unless it's a last resort. So they're confident that the casting will actually take care of it. So we're hoping and praying that is true, and that will be a week from now is when she's going in to have that done. It does require her to be sedated and put under anesthesia, unfortunately, because they have to have her totally still, and when they're pushing her and trying to get the cast set to where her back's straight, and doing an MRI to make sure that everything's good and they don't pinch any nerves or anything like that. So she has something, I have it myself and some of our kids have it. I forget what it's called. but it's like a RY, R1, something other like that. It's where you can get some kind of hypothermia from being under anesthesia. I'd never heard of it until she came along, and then we all got tested, and I have it too. So basically, if you don't know you have it, you can go under anesthesia and be fine. You can go under anesthesia 3 times and be fine. And then all of a sudden, you will die on the operating table. It sends your body into like hypothermic shock, and they can't revive you. So now that we know that she has that, they use different anesthesia for that. So it's not a problem. But they're not able to just put a mask on her and put her under. They actually have to put an IV in. And she's got to be the first procedure of the day. So that way there's nothing in the lines. All the lines have been cleaned and flushed, and there's no chance of getting the other anesthesia in her system. To me, anytime you go under anesthesia, that's a risk anyways. So it's always worrisome to have her going under. It's always something that we worry about. They're going to keep her overnight at the hospital after the procedure and let us go the next morning. There's a slight chance we could go home that night, but not likely. So we're not looking at a totally stress-free year again this year, but keeps us on our knees. So, right, little girl. Wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, though. We love her to death, and she is such a blessing to our family. Right, little girl. Boo. Yeah. No, camera's not your thing, huh? Well, let me pass her off real quick, and we'll go around the farm and talk about some of the other things. Well, 2024 brought us some ups and downs with our animals too. Of course, we had our milk cow give birth, and that was the first calf born right here on our farm, and we were so excited about that. And then we ended up losing our milk cow just 2 months later, and that was devastating. So we ended up nursing Bluebell back to health, getting her on food and eating again. She didn't really want to eat after Mama passed, and we've had her for almost 2 months now on grain and eating, and she's gotten really good and strong. And she left our farm yesterday, so we sold her. It was a hard thing to do, but it was something I think we needed to do. So we don't want to wait 3 years to try to get milk again from her. We want to try to get another milk cow to speed the process up. So we went ahead and sold her, and she's not here anymore. Now we do have 2 other little calves here that were born just a few weeks ago. So that gave us a total of 3 calves born here on the farm this past year. Now Charlotte, the white cow right back here, she is starting to run mucus, which means we should probably have another calf probably in about a week or so. We'll see, depending on how early or late she goes. It's our first time calving, so we're not sure yet. But we've got a halter on her. She's been doing great with halter breaking, and now we're transitioning her to go into the milking parlor to eat, so that way she's comfortable with those surroundings, and that way hopefully we can try milking her when she gives birth here in a week or so. You ready for your food, girl? Good girl. All right, we're changing it up. Come on, let's go in here. Remember? Come on. Come on. Come on, Charlotte. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on. There you go. There you go. See? That's not so bad. Come on. Come on, girl. Come on. Hey. You quit being so stubborn. It's going to take some time. Good girl. Good girl. Very good. Good girl, girl. See, that wasn't so bad, was it? Rub on the belly. Get her used to us being down here. That's right. Last year we also expanded our pig breeding operation. So now we have 3 breeder sows that are giving us babies twice a year. These little guys are all sold, and we'll be leaving here in about 3 or 4 weeks. About 3.5 weeks. So, and this mama will be due in another week or so, which will be exciting to have some more baby pigs being born. So I think that's what we're going to stay at for the foreseeable future. It's just 3 breeder sows with our 1 boar, and that seems to be meeting our needs perfectly. And we have several big projects we're going to be working on throughout this year. First is actually doing some fence work for my neighbor next door. She's graciously offered her land to us. The guy that was leasing it to put cows on it is not leasing it anymore, and she's graciously offered that to us at no cost, just to help put fence up on it and do some little odd jobs for her. And that will give us a lot more grass to be able to make hay for our animals, because this year we didn't have quite enough hay. We're going to run out before growing season gets here, so we'll probably be buying hay, and I don't want to be doing that. Second is going to be the butcher shop. So we talked about building a standalone building over here. It was going to be way too expensive. We were then going to add a lean-to off the back side of the barn here and make that into the butcher shop. And concrete's just ridiculous right now. So we're trying to keep it affordable. And we've decided the best thing to do is to take this last bay in the barn and make this our butcher shop. We'll make like 10 foot high ceilings in there, close it in with maybe like a roll-up door in the end here, or some kind of double doors, and then we'll build the lean-to on the other side, just not put concrete in it, and move our hay equipment over there so it's out of the weather. It don't need to have concrete floors. So I think that's what we're going to do. We already have a roof, we already have a slab, and it seems like the cheapest route to go. So that's probably what we're going to do. We'll more than likely take like an 8x8 section just inside the door there, cut that concrete out, and then re-pour with drainage coming out, so that way we've got an area to, process the initial carcass of the animals and can wash that out, and it'll drain out. So we're pretty excited to get that started here pretty quick. Well, that brings us to our final and probably the biggest project that we're going to have this coming up year. And that is what you see behind me here with the stakes. We have sectioned off 30 feet wide, 20 feet long, and well, it's about 26 feet with the front porch. We're going to be building a small 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom cabin for my in-laws. My wife's parents are getting older, and their health is not as good as it used to be. So Katie and I talked about it for a little while, decided it was what we wanted to do to help them. And originally it was actually going to be an RV, and we were going to put it back near our barn. That way they had their privacy, we have our privacy, and it was something not permanent. I was not wanting something necessarily built that was going to be permanent. We could move it later. And they weren't sold on that idea. And that's okay. It made sense. They don't want to have to step up into an RV or like a small mobile home. When you're older, it's harder to get around. So They wanted to do a foundation structure, so we agreed to take out part of the hayfield over here, and we're going to build a small cabin here. So it'll be fun and exciting. They're excited to come and live on the farm, and we're excited to be able to help them out and take care of them as they get older. They'll have their own house and their own privacy, and we'll still have our privacy as well, so it's not like having someone living in the house. And we did that with my mom's mom. Whenever I was growing up, we had my grandma come and live with us, and that was challenging. It was very, very challenging, because you've got somebody that's been independent for 60 or 70 years, now all of a sudden falling in someone else's house and kind of having to follow their schedule and their way of living, and it's not easy. It's not easy. So this gives them their independence, and it gives us our freedom as well, but they're close enough to where if they need anything, we're right here. Well, I know that's more talking than I normally do in a video. I don't usually like to do much talking because I'm not the best speaker in the world, but did want to share how thankful I am that the Lord kept us through another year, and we have 2025. It's already here to get started, and it's going to be a strong start. We got a lot going on. Got all these logs that I'm sitting on here I need to get sawing up. We're expanding our pantry in our house. It needs more shelves so we can put more food away from the garden this year. And the girls are talking about maybe starting their own business with soap making, which will be pretty cool. Making different types and flavors and smells, whatever, of soap, handmade soap, like from goat's milk and stuff. So once they get that started and rolling, I'll let y'all know. We're going to let you know where you can go find that. And it's going to be an exciting year. We're excited to have y'all join us with the fun. Wanted to create this channel originally for a good, clean, family, fun entertainment place. We don't have TV. You know, we have a few channels on YouTube we watch, and that are safe, that I know the kids can watch with us. But there's not enough clean content out there, in my opinion. So we wanted to help contribute a little bit to clean family content. So we hope y'all enjoy. And if you have certain things that you'd like to learn more about or see, drop us a comment and let us know. We'll be happy to explore those thoughts and ideas. So thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next time.